Hey, YouTube. How you doing? And hi, Facebook. Let me see if I can't get these aligned a little better. Hello, hello. And how are we doing? This has been a brutal week for me. I can tell you that. Who's coming on here? Hey, guys. I'm sorry I'm late. I had to eat. I was starving. Came upstairs late after reading and getting some things taken care of, and damn if I wasn't starving to death. Skip lunch, skip dinner, and it's like, oh my goodness, by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, you feel like you're gonna hunt something down and kill it and eat it. It's not bad. How are we doing? Erin, yeah, you're here. Karen, Rosemary, Garrett, hi. Petunia, hello. All right. So we're gathering forces here. Hi, everybody up there. I see at the top bar there. On Facebook. So, what is going on? It has been crazy. Sue Ann. Hey, Faith. Hi. Let's see. Me personally, I had a refrigerator die. And the first brand new one I had bought was 5 months in, had died. Waited 2 months for my replacement because there's a supply chain issue. And now the new replace died after 2 weeks over its 1 year mark, no warranty. That's brand new Whirlpool appliances. So I went to Marketplace and got me a second-hand refrigerator, and we'll see how that works out for me. I'm pretty happy, actually. I like it. It's a cute little thing. And Nicoletta, hey. And there you are, Karen. Yeah, I had my dog put to sleep this week, which was just also brutal. And you saw Dixie, wow, that was Freudian. My darling Dixie, who was old, Nellie's age when Nellie came on the scene. And Nellie was one of the dachshunds. You all saw her last week. I knew she was coming to the end of her run, and I wanted to be here. I wanted to have her moment of time on camera, you know. What else? God, my phone charger died. I think it was Sunday night after, when your phone's dead and you go plug it in and your charger dies. That's always so much fun. So that's a midnight run out to CVS. And the newsletter this month, my God, I typed it, went to save it, lost everything. Okay, recreated it. Now it's like 2 o'clock. Bam, if it doesn't do it again, when I go to save it, loses everything. So recreated it a third time and got it out. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning when I finally was able to leave and be done with the newsletter. It was fun week. What else is here? Let's see. Kathleen. Lots of technology issues at work. Yeah, my Nellie was very sad. Hey, Greta. It was sad, but thank you, Sue Ann. It was sad, but it wasn't sad like Noah was sad. Noah was young, and that was months ago. But we're still missing Noah terribly. It was our Basset Hound. He was just 7 years old and had kidney disease. But Nellie was 16. Nellie was losing her eyesight. She was white. She was forgetting where she was. Dementia had kind of set in there. She wasn't happy. She spent most of her time barking at nothing and insisting that she hadn't eaten when she had, like 5 minutes earlier. So it was hard, but it wasn't sadness. It's like the difference between an 85-year-old woman passing away and a 15-year-old kid passing away. You have different energy around that. So anyway, and the shop has been weird. No offense to anybody, but the problems and the situations and the energy, it's been weird and off. And we keep it pleasant to Talisman always, and but it's been a heavy energy that even I've had a hard time struggling to keep it up, keep it clear and keep it up, keep it raised, keep it high. I don't know how you want to say it, but usually people come into Talisman and they're like, maybe they drop a load and it relaxes and easy to have conversations come easily, and this has just been a little brutal. And I mean, no, and there's no doubt that what's going on in the bigger world is affecting that. There's no question that's the issue. So I don't know. How's the rest of you doing? How are things going? How are your families? How are the kids? Your pets? What are you feeling? I think the Texas shooting, with all that's coming out about it. Now, is it real? Is it lies? Is it, you know? But I think that was very jarring, and I think that it lends to our suspicion. Your computer, huh, Suan? Okay. Um, so yeah, I think suspicion. Are things going to get worse? How much higher is the gas prices going to go? How much more expensive will it be to buy groceries? What do we need to do to counteract? And I think we are looking at hypocritical actions and words. I know there's a lot of anger about this idea. Um, this is all the better reason to buy a electric car. And some I don't know who. I'm not going to say which party it was, but it was somebody that just bought a new electric car and was talking about how wonderful to drive by the gas stations and not need to fill up. And that's great if you got like an extra $60,000 sitting in your pocket. That's fantastic. Most of us can't just go out and buy a brand new electric car. And environmentally, the more I study it, the more I'm concerned about those batteries as they die are going to do to the environment. So no one's really addressing that issue yet. And could be worse than the fossil fuels, and it's hard to believe anything could be worse than fossil fuels. I don't know. I'm about seconds away from getting a horse myself. I was sharing a video of Paris. No, it wasn't Paris. I'm so sorry. It was San Francisco, because I made a snarky remark about even with horses running around, there was probably less poop on the street than there is now. But everyone, sorry, but it's pretty disgusting. And but just the idea of how people kept horses, and it is more expensive to keep a horse than to not get a car. Believe me, cars are cheaper at the end of the day, but it was something. Aw, Erin, thank you. Okay, well, Erin, thank you for saying that about the shop. And your beauty woke up. My ball python just took a rat and had been about almost 5, almost 6 months in brumation. So that was scary, but still nice and fat and healthy. Um, but hungry. Woke up with a vengeance. So I have 2 snakes, and Erin is a bearded dragon. I just cannot do the bugs. Cannot do the bugs. As much as I hate the frozen rats and mice, I can't. Cannot do bugs. My goodness, they're cute and they are smart little critters too. So yeah, yeah. I would take her. I took her out a couple of times just to hold her and wake her up, and she was fine. But she went right back to her little log there and went back to sleep. And thank you, Key. I appreciate you too. Suan, you're right about the entities. A lot more paranormal, and they're actually getting into more trouble. There's actually a darker edge to it, and then that's been a little unnerving. It's not your regular old everyday ghosts. It has more of a mean undertow that I'm not really happy about. Scaring the kids, scaring the animals, really bringing the house down. And that's not your average ghost. Doesn't do that. So that's not real fun. And yes, absolutely. I know because I give work out to the local paranormal investigative groups and who don't charge. Our local groups don't charge. I always urge people give them gas money, give them something for their time, but um, they're busy. They're absolutely busy. So what else? Anybody want to share anything else before I get going? Because I did get a late start. Erin's agreeing with me. Greta, thank you about that with Nellie. Thank you. Very sweet. Miss her a lot. Although I'm going to tell you, I made a decision. No more dogs. Not, and it's hard. I'm a dog person. Had dogs all my life. I had a brief time when I was working, um, not married, no kids, that I didn't have dogs. But that's because I was working 3 jobs and very busy, and it wasn't fair. I had ferrets. I had a huge rabbit. I had a French lock that was a 14-pound rabbit in my apartment. Parakeets, all sorts of other animals, but no dogs, no cats. I so to not have a dog is a very strange thing, but I want to. My youngest is going to college. I have Daisy home with me, and I want to start taking some weekend trips. I want to start getting away. I have spent the past 27 years, my oldest boy, 27, 28. My youngest going away to college. There's 10 years difference between the two of them. And I've been taking care of kids and cooking and, doing the mom thing, doing the businesswoman thing, and enjoying every bit of all of it. I think I'd like to do the Laura thing. I'd like to take some weekends and get away, and, some holidays that I can skip out of town for a little bit. That'd be kind of nice. So we'll see about that. The economy's not supporting it, I can tell you that. Hey, Bridget, when did you get your new baby? Bridget, you're getting a new bird, I thought. Thanks, Nicoletta. I'd like to take a day and go to the city and visit my friend Nicoletta. I miss New York terribly. I love the city. What people talk about my shop, I get from Grand Central Station. I go to Grand Central Station. I get off that train. I hit Grand Central, and it's like someone just hit me with a boost of B12. It's an adrenaline rush, and I love every second of it. I love New York. I've always loved New York. Loved it when I was modeling. Love it now. Never gotten old. Love bringing my kids there. Love walking around. I just love walking around. People watching, eating street food. I mean, that's just so wow. Love it. I get excited just talking about it. So, oh no, no eggs. Big boy for you. Not yet. All right. But anyway, where's Orlando? Speaking of crazy birds, Orlando. Orlando. Quiet. He was with me just a second ago. He was on my head. So, New York. Yeah. New York's one place you don't have to do anything, have any plans. You can just go and walk, and something will happen. Some adventure will happen for you. There'll be a street performer. There'll be something, drama. Remember there was what was that show on HBO, the Taxi Cab show? Oh, Sarah. That show was that after Taxi Cab Confidential or something like that? It was crazy, crazy. They were mic'd up cab, and people would talk about shit, and it was. Remember, what I'm talking about? Does anybody remember that? That was good TV, actually. It was Taxi Cab something. Taxi Cab Confessions. Woo! It was a hot show. That was hot. That was real. That was reality TV at its best. That was unscripted. Yeah. That was unscripted reality TV. Taxi Cab Confessions. That was the best. So I'm shuffling cards. I will tell you, depression for a lot of people has been horrible. I'm hearing a lot about that, and I'm seeing a lot of it. Anyone's struggling right now, you're probably struggling hard. Didn't have a chance to really study the astrology. I posted some articles up by Elsa. Uranus is going to be doing some stuff. He's squaring up with Saturn, which is never good. And we're going to feel the pressure. The stock market's going to take a hit, probably very hard. It's not great. I need to do another video on natal charts so you guys can learn more about your own natal chart. And we talk about Mercury retrograde, and I've done these a few. Um, um, yeah, you could let your parents know you're watching that. That show could be dirty, real dirty. Actually, almost always was dirty, to be honest. But I get Garrett. It's true. A bunch of us were talking about our generation. I'm either the very first Gen Xer, or I'm the very last of the boomers. I fall right there. But our generation, we just didn't care as much. And it's not that we weren't passionate. It wasn't that we weren't conscious. I was very political as a kid. I was political. Um, but things didn't offend us. And it was the TV we watched, it was the environment we were raised in. And it wasn't that we were oblivious, and it wasn't that we weren't inclusive. I mean, we were just talking about, Boy George and David Bowie and, oh my God, there was a whole laundry list of men in makeup, our big hair metal bands, they were all made up, and Poison, I don't know, Rats, of the bands, and it just didn't phase us. I don't remember anyone ever saying, anything negative about Boy George. I'm sure they did. Freddie Mercury. I mean, he got booed off stage a few times, but um, I don't know. It was just different. It was different times, but we didn't. I don't know. I just remember thinking, "That's good for you. Good for you." But it wasn't exhaustively discussed. It wasn't, and I don't. I've got enough gay friends who are my age, male and female, that they didn't grow up feeling disenfranchised. I'm sorry, they just didn't, and I'm sorry for people who did, because lots of people were disenfranchised for different reasons. But the people I knew, and they were blue collar people. I didn't grow up in a yeah. I'm looking. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm watching. I'm sorry. I'm looking at about comments here, but it was just different. But no, but not just that. But think about the shows. Good Times. Oh my God. Only because I want to talk about it now and I can't think. All the Family was amazing, and I was raised by my grandparents, half raised by my grandparents, so they just reminded me. Archie looked just like my grandfather. Edith talked like my grandmother, and I was always running around, give me a beer, and I'm like, okay, go get my grandfather a beer, and we ate dinner together. We lived like that. That looked like how we lived. And I guess that was it, because the stages reflected how we lived. But shows like, oh my goodness, I mean, Good Times, and hell, I learned how to parent. I'll say it, watching the Cosby Show. That's how I learned how to parent. I was about 14, and I watching Claire and Bill raise those kids. That's how I learned how to parent. I Bill Cosby broke my heart. But that's any healthy parenting I learned. I learned watching, because I wanted to be a healthy parent before I had kids. Did Big Brothers Big Sisters. I would ask anybody who looked like they were happy with their kids, or a happy family, like, oh, you're so great, you're so cute, or what's your children are so happy. What's your secret? I would walk up to anybody, anywhere, and they would tell me. They would talk to me. So all my kids got involved in sports, because I people urging me, that's the secret. Get them involved in sports. Don't let them, just sit in the house all day long. Get them out. Get them from a very young age. If you don't start young, it's very hard to convince a 10-year-old, and whereas getting a 6-year-old out there on the field is a lot easier. And let them pick, but guide them and let them finish through something. We did Taekwondo, Derek and Devin, but they got to their yellow belt, and Taekwondo was a lot slower than karate, and they didn't want to do it anymore. But they got their yellow belt. They progressed. I'm all over the place here. I'm sorry, but Different Strokes, Good Times. Good Times is great. Florida. Oh my goodness. When James died, oh my God. I thought I was going to die. Um, God, Sanford and Son. Oh my God. Hey, Sean. Yes, it's me, Cora. Maud. Oh my God, Maud. That was amazing. Yeah, damn. Good TV. Good time. Different times, right? Am I right? It was just different times. So, ah, God, Greta, that sounds heavenly. One day at a time. Yes. Yep. It was feminism was just getting going there. Ms. Romano. All right, so we could talk forever, but it's nice to talk. It's nice to reminisce because sometimes I think like, what did we miss? What did we not experience? Why is it so hard now? These kids are so wrapped up like pretzels. Everyone's in their feelings, and we have feelings. Right? We have feelings. You guys have feelings. I have feelings. I don't think it was as important to other people, maybe. Mary Tyler Moore. People are posting up shows. Oh my God. I love Mary Tyler Moore and Rhoda. That was amazing. And they talked about things that they really talked about things that weren't pretty. Racism and sexism, and for Mary Tyler Moore asking for a raise and why she was making less money than the men. And that was the time. It was like, no, you don't have a family to support. So of course you don't get as much money. And it was like, what? Looking at that now, but then people accept that as being kind of true. Yeah, you didn't have a family. You weren't the head of the household. And of course, her response was, "So what? I'm doing the job." But that was when feminism was taking charge. And you like the fantasies, the I Love Lucy, Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah, I was an Andorra girl. That show came out the year I was born, and as a little girl, I remember watching that show and thinking, what an idiot Samantha was, Jeannie. But Andorra enchanted me. I was like, that's who I want to be. And she was amazing. So she loved her granddaughter, loved her daughter. But and off the show, and I've written about this, but actually Agnes Moorehead was a fundamentalist Christian, and the man who played Darren, um, York, can't think of his first name, but he was a New Ager. He was a very New Agey, and they were best friends. They were very close, and really, really interesting stuff. So, and again, they got along. It just, I don't know. I don't think any show hit as hard though as All in the Family. When I really think back on these episodes, and oh God, Little House on the Prairie, that was a big one. MASH was huge. And my father, who was quite a bit older than my mother, he was in the Korean War, so that was a big thing. But I think All in the Family was the show that really broke barriers and talked about things that no one, like rape and, oh my God, racism. And looking back on yeah, it was tough, but that's how people talked. And I think pretending that they don't, or talking over people so you don't hear them, isn't fixing things. That's not fixing anything. Just because you can yell louder or cancel somebody, it's not fixing a problem. Only education is going to do that. And you can yell all you want to, but that's not going to, just means you yell really loud. That's all. Oh my goodness. Good job. Okay, so I'm getting all these wonderful, hey Margaret, Peggy, excuse me, I can't even. Um, Happy Days, the Brady Bunch, yeah, Dick York, yep. And yeah, Greta's saying there was no holds barred and no one got insulted. They really didn't. Because what you could do if All in the Family insulted you is you could watch Sanford and Son and see it from another perspective, and that hit harder. Chico and the Man, And that hit hard, racism, but hearing the other person have a real valid argument. And now this idea we're going to yell and no one gets to debate or discuss, back then, it's like, damn, you know? There was a great episode of Mary Tyler Moore where she was friends with somebody and they were playing tennis at the club, and Rhoda wanted to join in. Hey, Leslie. And one of her, Rhoda, wanted to come to the club, and the friend was very upset and was like, "Oh, I don't think she has the right clothes." And she was like, "Well, let me show my stuff. She's really quite a good tennis player. We need a fourth." Yeah, I don't know that Rhoda's going to quite enjoy it. I don't know. And finally, finally, Mary got it, and she's like, "Wait a minute, she's Jewish." And she's like, "Is she really? What?" She goes, "Oh, I thought maybe it was because she was Jewish." And she goes, "No, no." She goes, "That's good because I'm Jewish too." And her face just dropped, and it was because it was anti-Semitism, and how many clubs wouldn't let you in if you were Jewish, or God knows if you were black, you couldn't join. They were exclusionary. And later on, we saw Tiger Woods, who wouldn't play, and he was the greatest golfer. People loved watching him, and he wouldn't play at any course that was closed. And that's how you make change happen. And they're like, "No, no, we're gonna let you play." And he's like, "You're missing my point. You are really missing the point." And he used to talk about the fact that everyone would refer to him as the black golfer. He goes, "I'm just as much Asian as I am black. I am half and half. My mother's Asian, my father's black, and no one calls me the Asian golfer." So, but again, because we would talk about it, you'd be like, "Wow, that's true, yeah." Freddie Prinze, yeah, it was sad when he committed suicide. Another comic, and so many comics do that we hide that, yeah, hide their sadness so well as they're making us laugh and they're sinking into their depression. And that brings us round robin to the fact that right now, these times, people are being hit very hard with depression. So please, if you know somebody, someone's struggling, please check in on them. Tell people that they are welcome to call you anytime, day or night. People don't get depressed at convenient times, 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 8 o'clock at night. People get depressed and their demons come out to play at like 2 in the morning. That's why my cell phone's on the answering machine. It's only happened a handful of times. But if someone is on a ledge, I want to talk them off it. I don't want anybody on my watch. I don't think you can call yourself a spiritual leader or a community leader if you're not there. It's not 9 to 5 hours. But if you've got friends that are struggling or have this, just make it clear. Listen to me. I want you to call me anytime, day or night. I will be here for you. And sometimes that's going to make all the difference in the world. I remember, and I don't call, I hate the word client, but patrons. I try to keep a healthy boundary. Even my readers, I try to keep a healthy boundary because it's healthy. Honestly, there's got to be an aspect of business, and I certainly can't accurately read people if I'm all in their personal business. But I had a woman who would come in, and she had a lifetime of struggle, terrible family, been with an addict for 15 years, and terrible stuff, and just if she didn't have bad luck, she'd have no luck at all. And one night, I don't know what it was. I never do this, but she had signed up for something, and I had her phone number, and something just was like, call her, call her. And I called. I said, "Listen, I have to tell you, I just want to check on you. You popped in my head. I just wanted to see how you were doing." And she was crying so hard she couldn't breathe, and she was choking on it. And I'm like, "Honey, what's the matter? What's going on? What about what?" She goes, "How you couldn't have known. You couldn't have known." And I'm like, "Sweetie, what's going on?" And she's like, "I'm holding a bottle of pills. I was about to take them. I'm done. I'm just done." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. Let's talk." And I actually had. I'm trying to think who it was. There was 4 of us in the store. We took shifts through the whole night. We just kept her on the phone. We all took turns. Someone else got 3 hours. Someone else got 3 hours, and got her through it. And that's what, and you know, this person is happily married. Things did turn around. Met the love of her life. I've written about her in the newsletter. Really cool story, but um, she tells the story how she came for a reading, and she said, "Just tell me the truth." Yeah, I forget. I don't even know who read her, but she had said, "Just tell me the truth. Will I die alone? Am I ever going to meet anybody?" And the person reading her at my shop had said, "You are. It's soon, and he's like a tree." She's like a tree. So he's like a tree. And someone talked her into going out to a New Year's party, and I think it was her someone, and it actually the sister-in-law who was became her sister-in-law, and she met her husband, and he's 6'7". He's like a tree, and she said, I just wanted to get it out of the air because if it wasn't going to work. She goes, I just have to tell you that I'm a witch. And he goes, that's amazing. My sister's a psychic medium, and they're married and they're happy, and you know, it's yeah. So those are the cool stories, and there's so many cool stories. I'm always telling you stories, you know that. Greta, you're right. I don't know that I'd want to be in. I know my own kids, and just talking about dating and the struggles and all the young people that I have in the shop. Aw, thank you, Dana. I have to think because when I see you guys have your screen names, I can't always remember. Yeah, I'm terrible with that. Well, Greta, Greta, had a very rough childhood. Anytime you want to write just some details about, I don't want to share your story, but if you want to, I gotta say, I think some people have gotten into debates, and we use that word pleasantly. They weren't always pleasant debates. They were more argumentative or angry, and not realizing who they were talking to in Greta when it came to issues of, yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah, anyway, okay. So, anyway, I've shuffled these cards. I'm going to start with Aries. It's wonderful talking and reminiscing with you. And I guess I don't think we need to make anybody's life harder. And I certainly believe strongly that I'm not making fun, I'm not laughing, I'm not making fun. I'm actually sympathizing. It is very hard. Um, it just didn't seem to be as hard, even though we certainly had very difficult issues, and our TV shows reflected those issues. You know, they reflected the racism and the segregation and the political unrest. And there was an episode of Happy Days, which was a 1950s fun sitcom. But there was an episode where Richie gets a new girlfriend, and she's, I think, a Republican, and he was raised by Democrats, and he becomes Republican because, you know, and is working against his own parents, you know, political party or candidate, and got very angry with them. And actually, he was just trying to impress the girl, but he got very caught up in it. And as soon as the election was over and their guy lost, she had no interest in him anymore. And it was just, but it was interesting how politics ruins people. And it was a amazing show for that particular episode. Oh, good, good. I'm talking to Dana. Peggy, I'm sorry about your mom. I'm sure she is getting anxious. Okay, Bridget, talk to you soon, okay? All right. So, anyways, let's start reading some cards. It's getting very late now. All righty, we're going to start with Aries. So, for anyone who's new here, it's a 6-card spread. I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing, how I'm reading them, how I'm interpreting the cards. The cards go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Top card is the situation. The next 2 cards are what's directly impacting the situation. And the last 3 cards are the possible outcome or outcomes. So, if you want to throw cards at home, I'm going to tell you what I pulled. So, for Aries, the top card, the first card, is the Chariot. Next card is Tower reversed, and the Queen of Coins reversed. The Hermit reversed, the Four of Cups reversed, and the Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, how do I read these cards? So the first card is the Chariot and the Chariot upright, which is moving forward. Chariots don't turn very well. They usually, that they tip over, but they go straight. Sometimes it's a card that speaks to slow down and pay attention, but in this case, it's full speed ahead. Tower reversed is chaos, chaotic changes, but you're making them, right? It's reversed, the Tower reversed. Queen of Coins reversed. About the money. Queen of Coins reversed has got her eye on the money. Sometimes it's someone who's being selfish, but looking at these cards, I don't think it's got to do with selfishness. It's got to do with making money. And money is a priority. Sometimes when the Queen of Coins reversed, the King of Coins reversed, those speak to people whose priorities are skewed. But there's also sometimes when we really have to make money to the exclusion of everything else. We can't, we have to make the money. Hermit reversed, pushing people away, being alone. Four of Cups reversed. I know what I got to do. That's what the Four of Cups reverse says. Four of Cups upright is what am I doing? What am I going to do? Reversed, I know what I got to do. Know what I want. And the Knight of Wands reversed. That's busy work. That's not necessarily creative work, but it's busy work. It's being very, very busy. Probably not doing anything that changes the world. Honestly, when I think of the King of Wands reversed for that energetic, workaholic, but like often next to a business owner or someone who's really pushing it out there. This is someone who's working hard at something that is to make the money and moving forward with that. I often talk about people having jobs. This is a job. It's a job to pay the bills. Job. Hey Jessica, how are you? Nice to see you too. Okay. You're welcome, Garrett. You're welcome, Aaron. I'm dismissing everybody so they can leave and get some sleep. But and sometimes that's what you got to do. I got posed an interesting question today in a reading I'll share with you. And the question was, if we are just dating someone to have fun, not to fall in love, we know this is not our partner for life, but it's fun and it's lighthearted but they asked the question like, is that person going to block when the real guy or the real person comes in the picture, right? Are we wasting our time with someone and it's preventing us from having an open door for that one that's really meant to be our true love? And I said, I'm a very casual person. I'm more of a love the one you're with kind of person. In that, if the person that isn't around you, I mean, what do you do? Sit in your house and knit and what? What are you gonna do? It's ridiculous. I said I don't think so, because I think about like when you're waiting for your dream job or your real career job. Well, you don't just sit and don't work anywhere. You gotta make money, so you take a job. Hopefully, it's putting you in that direction. So if you're dating, I'm assuming you're not dating someone who's hurting you. I'm not making that okay. But you might be dating someone who just comfortable, someone that you see when they come around, kind of thing, and when you do, it's a good time, but it's not going to be, it's not that forever guy or that forever person, and no one's getting their feelings hurt because neither one of you wants that. So there's plenty of relationships like that, and they're not just friends with benefits. Sometimes they're genuine friends, and there's benefits. They like to travel. They like going the same places you do. Hey, I'm looking for a partner. Come with, and that's okay. And no, I don't think that means you're not going to meet up with the real one. No more than that. That job is preventing you from having a career. But you got to make money in the meantime, right? Anyways, that was the question. It was a good question. Taurus. Dana sits home and knits all the time. But you've got your kittens now. You're happy. You've got your little loves. All right, Taurus. Hang on. Dying a third. Taurus, we have the Eight of Coins. Ten of Cups reversed, the World reversed, the Ten of Coins reversed, the Moon reversed, and the Eight of Cups. Now again, this doesn't mean every Taurus in the world is having this issue. However, for those of you who haven't heard this 1,000 times before, anyone new, there may be someone that you're really concerned about as a Taurus. Maybe it's one of your kids, maybe it's one of your siblings or your parents, and it's something that's been on your mind. It's reflected in the reading. I'm not trying to make every reading fit every person. That's impossible. But very often, even in my readings, my $5 readings, someone will sit down and I'll read and they're like, that doesn't sound like me, but it sounds like what my daughter's going through. Like, oh, what were you thinking about when you were sitting down? And she's like, my daughter. Okay, what's the big problem? My kid. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? God, I can't get comfortable today. All right. So Taurus, the Eight of Coins, the Ten of Cups reversed, the World reversed. So now the Ten of Coins reversed, the Moon reversed, and the Eight of Cups. So we see Taurus, the first thing is, again, much like Aries, the Eight of Coins. Hard at work, industrious, making money. These cards would suggest that Taurus is ready for a big change, and it's a change in where you live. I say that because the Ten of Cups reversed, the Ten of Coins reversed, and the World reversed. Ready for a change, ready to live someplace different, ready to either buy a new home. I want to say relocate because it's the Eight of Cups, which is a card of leaving home, next to the Moon reversed. I think Taurus is keeping this to themselves, that they're not happy where they are, that they'd like to be someplace else. There's a financial constraint on it right now. I don't think that's going to be there forever. And it looks like they're making plans to leave. The Moon reversed, keeping things quiet, keeping things under wraps. But the idea of this isn't where I'm going to be forever. And sometimes when you're not happy where you live, for whatever reason, taking the time to start looking at where you want to be. Like, okay, I know I want to go to, let's say, South Carolina. Well, where in South Carolina? What city? Where do you want to go? Start investigating. Look at what the crime rates are. Where are the jobs? What's the population like? You look at the demographics. What kind of recreation is there to do there? What are house prices? Get on Zillow. And the more you do that, the more you manifest, this happening because you're actually doing the legwork now. All right? Well, for Taurus, that's what I'm seeing. This idea that I'm here for now, I'm working hard, but I'll be making it. And it makes me think of a lot of the travel nurses, that they take the job and then they get into and they're not really happy where they are, but they know they'll make their next jump and they're making their plans. So it's that kind of energy. All right, Gemini. For all you Geminis out there, birthday month. We have the King of Wands. How interesting, these cards are all starting off with very positive work cards. The Two of Cups reversed, the Hangman reversed, Ace of Coins, Five of Cups, King of Cups. Oh boy. Well, for Gemini, we have the King of Wands, and that is usually a very friendly man, well liked at work, lots of friends, enjoys working, enjoys being busy. It also speaks to a business place that is busy and creative, and then we have the Two of Cups reversed, two people that want different things. The Hangman reversed, feeling like you've been taken advantage of, feeling like you've been taken for granted, feeling like a doormat. That's the hang. Feel like you're wasting your time with someone who wants something different than you. Ace of Coins, Five of Cups, and the King of Cups. I really think this is someone who's sticking around. It's a financial component to this. Staying in a situation where they're not happy, not feeling like they're appreciated, but for something bigger than themselves. I don't see children here. I think it's more about assets. It's so much fun because it's so funny because the injustice. It could be that you're planning a divorce. It could be you're planning how you're going to get away, where you're going to go, and there is some of that. Desire to move from a more financial to spiritual, or incorporate spirituality into your business. That's here too a little bit. The money's there. The Ace of Coins is the best money card. It's just waiting for that to happen. It's coming up fast, and that's going to buy your freedom. Okay, Gemini? Or that's what's going to make it easier to have more freedom. Okay? It's coming. The Justice card speaks to signing contracts. Yes, all of that. Okay, Cancer. Cancer, we start off with the Six of Cups. The Seven of Swords reversed. The Six of Coins reversed. The Three of Swords. The High Priestess reversed. And the Four of Coins. I mean, right off when I look at these cards, to me it looks like somebody who's getting ready to leave for college, leave, period, Six of Cups, leaving. Breaking away from unpleasant gossip, unpleasant environment. It's that awful thing where like you break away, you make that move, but you still got bills to pay. Six of Cups, Six of Coins reversed. So I want to say it's almost like you break away, you get away, you leave the situation, but now it's a matter of okay, but now I got to make a living. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Now it could be someone going to college, unsure of how they're going to make a living, because that leaving home card there. Page of Coins reversed. Well, boy. That's the money not coming through, the Nine of Cups. So I'm going to use this as a warning, Cancer, for you if you're thinking about, and I've always, everyone knows me, I hate the secret. I've made no secret of it. From the very beginning, when I first heard the premise of the book, I was like, that is ridiculous. You're just going to keep asking for something over and over again until you magically get it. Well, I don't think the gods work that way. That's not how I pray. That's not the work I do. But these cards to me speak of a warning, and the whole if I build it, they will come. Like if I just quit my job, if I just take off, yeah, but you're still going to pay your bills, and now you've got no prospects. So please have prospects, at the very least have prospects, if not another job lined up. This economy is getting worse, not better. So if you're tempted, if you're miserable at work, line something up, even if it's an interim job. Just have something to pay the bills while you're figuring it out. And by the way, unless you've been doing Reiki for a long time with a big customer base, or massage, same thing. Reading tarot cards, you usually cannot pay the bills with that. And have health insurance and have other things that you need. Usually you've got to work some kind of day job. Usually, not, usually. But watch out for that. If I build it, they will come. That's right up there with when I'm doing readings and I see someone very unhappy in a marriage, and it's like, all my friends are telling me I need to leave. I have to leave. I'm like, well, I'm not telling you that. You leave when you're ready to leave. They're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to take care of your kids for you, and kids are little. So watch out for that new agey kind of it's all going to work out. Well, it will, but maybe not to your benefit. Like what works out for the spider doesn't work out very well for the fly now, does it? It's what's normal for the spider is chaos for the fly. And you don't want to be, maybe in that position, somebody's horrible warning. All right, Leo. We have the Page of Swords reversed. We have the Page of Cups. Interesting. And we have the Six of Swords. Man, lots of people leaving. Six of Wands. Queen of Wands reversed. And the Emperor. So what do I see happening here? Well, the Page of Swords reversed and the Page of Cups. This is really being quiet and letting feelings grow. All right? It's like you may be thinking all these things before you articulate them. Take a second, see how it grows, okay? See if the other person's feeling what you're feeling. So this idea of the Six of Swords is, again, a relocation card. With the job in your field. Interestingly enough, Three of Wands, I think that one part of that, keep things quiet until it's all in place. Looks like you may have a kid at home, school at home. It's nice to think we always give our kids choices, but not in adult situations. The adult, sometimes they just have to go along. Sometimes kids just have to go along with the situation. So this is keeping things quiet while things are put in place. Things are lined up, and then this move is happening. This idea of relocation. And I'm not sure you're telling the kids. I'm not sure you're talking about it with anybody yet. But it does look as if this is something you're keeping quiet, keeping under wraps. There's an educational component to it regardless. It is a relocation. All right, Leo. All right, Dana, take care. Peggy, okay, that's all right. I'm glad you were here anyway. All right, Virgo. I'm gonna get some sleep. Virgo. Strength. The Sun. The Four of Wands reversed. Temperance. Seven of Cups. Ten of Swords. Well, I guess, Virgo, what I would have to ask is first of all, love the Strength card and love the Sun. Those are just wonderful cards right at the top. That's health. That's really an all-over feeling of well-being and doing well and things going well. The Four of Wands reversed and the Ten of Swords with the Seven of Cups. I want to say the biggest thing here would be balancing hard work with having a life and your health and thinking of what you want to do and maintaining balance. The very busy work life. And there seems to be some questions around work, more like, where do I want to go? What changes you're making? There's a sense of I'm not sure where this is going. You know what I mean? This is sort of like the reading, I guess. Nine of Coins reversed. It's negotiating next steps in a career is what it is. Feeling good. You're good. You're in good shape to do this. I guess I would caution you again about the economy. Whatever changes you're thinking of making, make them educated decisions. Don't just go with your feelings on this. One more card. I don't know if you're loving what you're doing. I think you're loving the idea of being able to work hard. But usually Virgos want their hard work to be going towards something humanitarian. You know, they're working for a company that does good things. I'm not sure that's what's going on for you, Virgo. There's something missing there. They're out of balance. More than just, time, recreational time versus professional time. This idea of wanting to be in service, make the world a better place. That's not being addressed. But I think you're going to keep thinking about it. I don't think you love what you're doing right now. Now, of course, that doesn't mean every Virgo doesn't love what they're doing right now, but more to be considered. All right. So let's move on to Libra. Libra, we have the Hierophant. We have the Queen of Cups. We have the Queen of Swords. We have the Lovers, the Star, and the Seven of Coins reversed. Wow, Libra, these are great cards. Great cards. Why? Well, first of all, the Hierophant, which is rock solid business, rock solid Marriage, it's that card of institutional thinking, but done right. People doing the right things for the right reasons. And I see the two sides of Libra, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the polar opposite. You have the Queen of Cups, emotional, deep, nurturing, kind. Queen of Swords, sharp, edgy, factual, honest to a fault. The big thinker versus the big emotionalizer. The Lovers, the Star, and the Seven of Coins reversed. So again, these are great cards. The Lovers, loving what you're doing, loving who you're with. The Star, Star is some of the two best cards in the deck. Hope, reason for hope, reason for believing that things are going to get better. And as far as money goes, the Seven of Coins reversed, money is getting better. Knowing how you want to make money, having a clear vision of how you're making the money, those are great cards. And Libra, like Taurus, is both ruled by Venus, Aphrodite. But an Aphrodite is about affluence and money and love. Money and love go hand in glove. I'm sorry. There's a reason why the heart chakra is green, as far as I'm concerned. And that's because it's very hard to be happy when you're broke. It's true. When you don't have the money to go to the doctor, when you don't have the money to pay for food, try being happy. I know happiness is a state of mind. I believe that. But it is very hard to feel happy when your kid wants to join a club or a team and you can't afford it. Okay, Deb, good. I'm glad. It was nice. It was nice cards for Libra. Scorpio. Money can't buy happiness, but it can buy a more comfortable trip. So, Scorpio. Page of Wands reversed. Ace of Wands reversed. Eight of Swords reversed. Three of Coins. The Fool reversed. The Four of Swords. How do I read this for Scorpio? Well, interestingly enough, it almost feels like Scorpio is scaling back, especially at work, especially at doing more. The creative thinking. This is about, okay, this is what you expect of me, and this is what you're going to get. You're not getting a Picasso painting on a kindergarten budget, kindergarten art teacher budget. You're just not. And I want to say that Scorpio might be coming to the conclusion that I'm just not going to keep giving more, more. And it's funny because it seems like as you scale back, you actually make better money. Like there's Three of Coins, the Fool reversed, and the Four of Swords. The more you take time for yourself, the more you take a break, the more you space out your work, the better you are. I have a person I read, and I was shocked because when I read them some months ago, they were struggling in their work. They were in a lot of pain. They were dealing with pre-diabetic numbers that were pretty bad. Saw them again, and I gave them one reading. Saw them again, and here's how readings can change. They had gotten all this under control. They had gotten their hours. They weren't working 14 hours a day standing. They were breaking things up, and it changed everything. Changed the outcomes. They will be working longer, and they will be working happier. But again, I see that with Scorpio. If I give myself more time off, I'm in a better place, more refreshed. I can get more done, more productive, certainly more creative. Hey, Sandy. All right. Sagittarius. Second here. All right, Sagittarius. Well, we start off with the Empress. Judgment reversed. Ace of Swords reversed. Eight of Wands. The Devil reversed. And the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Oh boy, well, the first thing that comes up strong for Sagittarius here is the need to focus on work. Okay, you need to focus on work, but also distancing yourself from anything toxic. And that's a little harder. Feels like you're trying to drive away from something bad, but your wheels are stuck in the mud. It feels like you're spinning here a little bit, trying to get away. Definitely something out of balance I don't like. Ace of Swords, you're not really talking about it. You're just kind of weighing it all out right now. Empress. I think it has something to do with work, some aspects of fertility. And when I say fertility, think of the fertility of what you're doing, giving fruit, things. Yeah, it could be trying to baby, but it also feels a lot like, and if you are trying to baby, just with these cards, you're putting down some bad habits, getting ready for that baby before you start trying to get pregnant. You want, like, let's say, if you smoke pot, if you want that out of your system before you start trying to get pregnant. That's how I read the cards from that. But Sagittarius, it's also something slowing you down. You're not talking about. Eight of Wands, Devil reversed. Wheel of Fortune. There's some difficulty in breaking away from something toxic. You're not talking about it. You're just trying to make your plans. One more card. The Knight of Swords. Being quiet for now. Maybe not so quiet in weeks to come. There seems to be some announcement, some sense of we're going to make some changes now. Okay. Yeah. All right. Capricorn. Capricorn. What do we see here? Well, we start off with a gossipy, talkative Five of Swords. It can be gossip. Usually it means you can use some outside help dealing with a toxic situation. Knight of Coins reversed. Two of Coins reversed. Oh, Two of Coins reversed is like stop juggling. Is the ability to stop juggling money? I don't juggle it anymore. So you're planning for that, but the money hasn't arrived yet. They'll allow that. Magician reversed. Seven of Wands. Death reversed. This is Capricorn making a big change that they're not sure they're ready for. In some cases, there may be some extra training involved, Capricorn, but there is you certainly can do this job. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. The money hasn't come in yet, but it's on the way. Making big changes. Looks like a change of work. Seven of Wands, picking something you've been trained with, though. It's not. Yeah. Rock and a hard place. Shit, I hate that. It's reversed. So you're choosing rock or hard place. Why would you have to make it? Why would it be hard to make the choice? I think it comes down to money, actually, and how much money they're going to make it so that it makes it lucrative for you to leave. Not just, okay, great, a little new title. I talk about this all the time. New title and extra responsibilities, and where's the money? And this is where I see Capricorn kind of like, wait a minute. You're paying me what to do that job now? Like, list of responsibilities, and then here it is, and by the way, here's what we're paying you. And it's like, yeah, I don't want a few shekels. I need to get paid for this. So there's a negotiation. I think it can be done because you're ready for big change. I think it can be done. I think you're ready for it to be done. All right. Aquarius. The Nine of Swords reversed. That usually means an end to anxiety. The Ace of Cups, the Two of Wands reversed, the Five of Coins reversed, the Three of Cups reversed, and the Ten of Wands reversed. All right, well, Aquarius, we see the Nine of Swords reversed. That's the end of anxiety. The Ace of Cups, that's usually love. Two of Wands reversed. Five of Coins reversed, Three of Cups reversed. Ten of Wands reverse. Strike up the camel's back. Wow. Aquarius, what's going on with you? This almost looks like loving a job, but the job is too much. It's not fair. Strike up the camel's back. It really speaks to a lack of support. Even though the money gets better, the support is not there. It's almost like we're not giving you any support at all. I'm just going to throw one more card here. Yeah, Nine of Wands. You may be thinking of going on to another job or going on to a different position, because I don't know about this one for you, Aquarius. Looks like they want you to take something on that, I don't know. I don't think it's going to pay off, and it looks like it's just going to be bad for your nerves, like really bad. So I guess the analogy in my head is when someone just takes too big of a bite of something, like, and now they're choking on it. And that's the image I'm getting here, this idea of maybe it's better just to leave and find something new. Aquarius doesn't always like change. For all that they are ruled by Uranus, and they don't know they're the big revolutionary. But personally, they don't always like things to change for them. Change for everybody else, but always for them. But in this case, Aquarius needs to really make sure they're getting good advice before they bite off a lot more than they can chew. So Pisces, okay, real quick for Pisces, we have, how are we doing there? You guys all kind of hanging in? Okay. Pisces, we have, well, we start off with the Emperor. I'm sorry, my bad. King of Coins. King of Swords reversed. The Five of Wands reversed. The Two of Coins reversed. The Seven of Wands and the Ace of Coins reversed. So basically, we're talking about a business arrangement here, nothing emotional. There is someone I don't like. The King of Swords reversed is never my favorite person because it's somebody who could be a bully. And Five of Wands reversed, you're tired of the same argument over and over and over again. I think it has to do with work more than being home. Two of Coins reversed, we see money getting better, not juggling money. Seven of Wands, there's some sort of training, work, some sort of educational component. Ace of Coins reversed, and there needs to be. There needs to be, because you really need to bump it up and to bump up your career. There's an educational component to Seven of Wands. You're gonna have to. It's a little different here. Let me just see if I can pull one more card. The Hangman. All right. Oh boy, it's gonna get better. Ace of Coins reverse. I don't love that card, of course. It's waiting for things to get better, waiting for things to pay off. Tired of the same old argument over and over again. I think that's passing too. The Hangman would suggest it. Really, literally, if you just give it a little more time, it's going to get better. There's usually toxic people around those Pisces anyway at some different times. But, yeah. Going to get better. Watch out for the company you're keeping. All right? So that's the cards tonight, guys. And I hope everyone stays safe. Get sleep, self-care. I talk about that all the time. Please do. All right? And I need a haircut. Anyway, tomorrow's fair, I have Jocelyn, who does the cord cutting, the rituals, it's a semi-guided meditation, hypnotherapy, and cord cutting ritual. And that's $45. It lasts 45 minutes. It's a really good experience, I have to say. And Sherry is in the shop, so she's booking up, but she's got readings available. Just give the shop a call. Good night, Sandy. Good night, Rosemary. All right. So everyone, Oh, the Waltons. There's a show. Yay. Good night, John Boy. All right. I should have hit some heavy issues too. All right. Good night. Behave yourselves and talk to you soon. Bye.